Ender's Game Argumentative Essay by Ryan Kecko. Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts. Many characters in the book Ender's Game display profuse amounts of courage, but Ender is the most courageous character in the story. He is pushed very hard for many reasons, yet he can pull through, such as fighting in the Bugger War and being isolated by Colonel Graff. They focused on training every day, all day. He is challenged mentally as well with isolation and lack of friends and family. He got in many fights and was bullied a lot of the time. There are other characters that show courage, like Mazer Rackham. Many can argue this point, such as he was a huge war hero in the Boer War. Ender ended this war while Mazer Rackham only won a battle. In the book Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card, Ender Wiggin displays the most courage out of anyone else in the story. Ender showed many acts of courage in the book, like leaving his family and home, played one major key in this. When Graff arrives at Ender's house, he explains to his family why he needs Ender to come with him. This is because Ender is crucial in stopping the buggers with his brains and excellent strategies in fights. He has a hard time making the decision. Graff finally gets Ender to agree, and they leave after Ender says his final goodbyes. You need to understand what your life has cost them. I am afraid, said Ender quietly, but I'll go with you. It was what I was born for, isn't it? If I don't go, then why am I alive? Ender is very courageous when doing this, especially because it means he has to leave Valentine. With Ender doing this, he is showing huge amounts of bravery. It lets us know that he is scared to leave home and school, yet he feels he has to because he needs to fight. While in battle school, Ender is pushed very hard than all the other kids. Ender is pushed harder than all the other kids, my bad. This is because the commanders think that Ender can take this challenge. There are many points where Ender is starting to get frustrated, yet Ender realizes this quickly and tries harder to complete these tasks. Ender pulls through and succeeds. Once Ender gets his own army, Graff makes his army train in many battles. You can't be serious about the schedule of battles. We need to train him, not give him a nervous breakdown. This shows that Ender is being pushed so hard that some of the commanders think that it is too much. Yet Graff wants him to be better than Mazer Rackham, a great fighter. Oh, he thinks Ender can handle this kind of schedule. Later in the book, Graff brings Mazer Rackham back to train him even harder because Mazer is supposedly the best that they have. Ender acts courageously and takes the challenge of this insane battle training. They also pushed him through unbearable amounts of isolation. At first, when Ender was heading up to battle school, they made sure he had no friends and making him seem like a teacher's pet. And when I tell you that Ender Wiggin is the best in the launch, take a hint, my little dorklings. Don't mess with him. Graff is saying that all the other students can never be as good as Ender and should try not to fight him. This makes them more angry and want to hurt him. Ender has more enemies than just the buggers in the book. Many kids bully him because he was a third or because they were jealous of his skills. One person was Stilson. Stilson and his gang would bully Ender because he was a third. Ender put up a quick stop to this and broke Stilson. Graff asked Ender why he hurt him so bad. He responded with, I wanted to win all the next ones too. During the launch, Ender breaks a kid's arm using the same strategy to end him for good. Ender landed on his belly and chest. Ender spun into the air and landed on his toes and hands. This is when he had a brawl with Bonzo. He uses the soap to his advantage and ends Bonzo for good. Many can make an argument that Mazer Rackham might be the most courageous character in Ender's Game. Mazer is the best soldier the IF has ever had, and he has won one of the toughest battles against the buggers. Yet Ender ended the entire war. He also went through more torture than Rackham. Mazer had to leave his family to train Ender. Teacher, do you have a name? Mazer Rackham. Mazer Rackham. Ender, Ender had to do this as well in order to go to battle school. Ender was isolated for most of the time in the school as well. In conclusion, Ender is the most courageous character in the book Ender's Game. He had to suffer many trials and lead an army of outcasts, leave home and his family to go to battle school. Ender Wiggin ended the entire Bugger War, which the IS has been trying to stop for years. Many people in battle school wanted to kill him because he was too good. He was also better than the great commander Mazer Rackham. All these courageous acts give us the conclusion that Ender is the most courageous boy in Ender's Game.